and his host of deceivers, the Bodhisattva's mind was firm, focused, and concentrated. At dusk, the Bodhisattva began to develop meditative insight, attaining to the first knowledge, Pubenivasa Nusatinyana, the ability to recollect his past lives. In the silence of the late night, he attained the second knowledge, Kutu Papa Tanyana, knowledge of the passing away and rebirth of beings according to the results of their actions. Close to dawn, the Bodhisattva attained to the third knowledge, Asavakayanana, knowledge of the destruction of mental defilements, complete liberation and freedom from suffering. He thus came to be the fully self-awakened Buddha.
Craving, with you I've been born again and again, but now you are revealed, and your power redundant.
After the Bodhisattva had attained to the Dhamma and become the Buddha, he sat under the Maha Bodhi tree, enjoying the bliss of freedom for 7 days. Then he went and stood in the open, gazing back at the Maha Bodhi tree and recollecting its virtues. He stood there and gazed without blinking for 7 days. After that, the new Buddha walked back and forth between the Maha Bodhi tree and the place where he had stood for another 7 days. Having walked meditation for 7 days, for the 4th week he sat meditation in a crystal shelter prepared for him by heavenly beings. He sat and contemplated the most profound Dhamma for 7 days.
Sisters Raka, Ardi, that's the recluse Gautama who attained the Dhamma.
That's right, Sister Tanha. That's him for sure. Our father, Lord Mara, together with all his troops, could not defeat this one and was humiliated. It's up to us to find a way to take revenge.
Tanha, Raka, in this world, I've never met a man whose heart could resist the 3 of us. We who embody infatuation and desire.
Ardi, you're right. We will use our femininity to ensnare the recluse Gautama in the bonds of sensuality and entangle him for countless time.
Prince? Prince? Ow!
Daughters of Mara, go back. There is no way you can succeed in what you are trying to do. For I have utterly destroyed all kinds of satisfaction and infatuation.
My name is Tanha, and this is Rakan Orti. We're not here to tease or deceive you, but the truth is, we are quite taken with the sight of you.
Really and truly, sir, no one has ever made us feel so enamored as you. No one, sir.
That's right. The three of us offer our bodies and our hearts to your service, expecting no reward. Our wish is simply that you find satisfaction in us, even if only for a short time. That would make us so very happy.
I've told you already. I have utterly destroyed all kinds of satisfaction and infatuation. You will not find what you are looking for. There is nothing for you here. You should go away.
From this moment on, no one will ever again be able to wield power over the Samana Gautama, the Enlightened One.
In the 6th week, the Buddha sat enjoying the bliss of freedom underneath the Mukalinda tree. As he sat, the rain fell constantly. A king of Nagas, called Mukalinda, saw him and was inspired with faith. He coiled his body around the Buddha, then opened his hood over the Blessed One's head to protect him from the wind and rain. When the wind and rain subsided, he uncoiled from the Buddha and changed his body into the form of a young man, bowing and paying respects to the Buddha.
I, Naga King Muchalinda, am the Buddha's servant. I pay homage to the Blessed One.
Silence is happiness for the one who has seen the Dharma. Delight in the peace of seclusion, harmlessness to all beings, freedom from lust, and overcoming sensuality. These are the highest joys in the world. Eradication of conceit is the greatest happiness of all.
In the 7th week after his enlightenment, the Buddha sat and enjoyed the bliss of freedom under the tree called Rajayatana for another 7 days. You have enjoyed the bliss of freedom for 7 weeks without taking any food to eat. Please accept this medicinal fruit I have brought for you from the heavenly world. Those 2 merchant brothers made merit with me in the past. I should take this opportunity to help them meet the Buddha.
Look, Tapusa, all of our carts have stopped as if fixed to the ground. No matter how much our men work the bullocks to make them pull, the carts still won't budge. They just won't move.
It's strange. Why would the... Huh?
You 2 merchants, do you know that the just now enlightened, perfectly awakened Buddha is now sitting under the Rajayatana tree over there? You'd better go and pay your respects to him, then offer him the baked and ground grain meal you're carrying with you. It will be a cause for your benefit and happiness for a long time.
Your 2 humble servants bring baked and ground grain meal to offer. Please may the Lord Buddha accept our offering.
I lost my alms bowl before my enlightenment. When I accepted the honeyed milk rice from Sujata, I floated the golden tray off in the stream. Now these 2 merchants are offering me a meal. A recluse should not have more than 1 alms bowl.
We, Tapusa and Balika, declare ourselves to be lay Buddhists. We take refuge in the Buddha and the Dharma for the rest of our lives.
Your 2 humble servants, Balika and Tapusa, would like to ask you for some object that we may keep, to honour and revere.
I have attained the Dharma, which is profound and subtle. It is difficult for ordinary people to understand and practice. There are several kinds of people in this world. The quick-witted, upon hearing my teachings, know and understand them quickly, just like a lotus flower above the surface of the water that blossoms as soon as it receives the sun's rays. Those of moderate intelligence, having heard my teachings and then receiving some further explanation and training, are able to know and understand within a short time, just like a lotus flower, level with the surface of the water, ready to blossom the next day. The slow-witted, having heard the teachings, receiving further explanation and training, persevering with faith, are able to know and understand in the end, like a lotus flower below the water, which grows upwards before finally breaking through the surface and blossoming. The final kind of person, no matter how many times they hear the Dhamma, are unlikely to grasp the meaning or understand, although their listening may be a cause for realization in a future existence. This type may be compared to a lotus down in the muck and mire, falling prey to fish and turtles, not rising up and blossoming. This being the case, I'll preserve my life for the sake of spreading the Dhamma. I will teach humankind until the Dhamma becomes firmly established and widespread for the benefit and happiness of all for a long time. It's a pity that Alara the hermit passed away 7 days ago, and Udaka the hermit passed away just yesterday. If Alara Galama could have lived for another 7 days, and Udaka Ramaputta just one more day, they would both have surely attained enlightenment.
The Buddha had known through superhuman knowledge of the passing away of Alara Kalama and Udaka Ramaputta. Then he remembered the Pankavagiya, the 5 monks who had attended him while he was practicing extreme asceticism. Each of the 5 had well-developed faculties. If they could hear the teaching, they would surely soon attain to the Dhamma.
That's Gautama, the recluse, the one to whom we formerly attended.
So it is. The one who gave up his austerities. All right. If he comes here, we won't bother to get up and welcome him. We'll just put out a seat. If he wants to sit down, then let him sit.
Look, we're so glad to meet with him again that we've forgotten our agreement to show no interest. Even I, myself, forgot it completely.
Recluse Gautama, what leads you to visit us here in this forest?
Do not address me in that way. I have now, Attain to the Dharma. Pay attention to my words. If you follow my instructions, before very long, you will realize the Dharma.
While practicing austerities for a long time, you did not become enlightened.
So how could you? How could you have attained liberation after giving up your efforts and causing us to abandon you?
Throughout all of that time, did I ever say anything like this to you all?
No, it's true. You have never said anything like this to us before.
Entangling oneself in sensual indulgence, tormenting one's body with hardship and pain, these are ways a renunciant should not undertake, for they stray from the path of enlightenment. The middle way, that is the noble eightfold path, is the practice that leads to Nibbana. There are four noble truths as follows. Suffering, disease of the body, disease of the mind, should be understood. Craving, which is the cause of suffering, should be abandoned. Cessation of suffering should be realized. The path of practice leading to the cessation of suffering should be developed.
Once the Buddha had given his first Dhamma teaching, the Venerable Gondanya gained the vision of Dhamma and thus became the first stream enterer.
Anya Kondanya knows the truth.
Lord Buddha, please grant me ordination as a Buddhist monk.
You are now a bhikkhu. Well taught is the Dharma. Practice the holy life and put an end to suffering.
The Buddha gave ordination to Venerable Vappa on the first day of the waning moon, Venerable Bhaddiya on the second day, Venerable Mahanama on the third, and Venerable Assaji on the fourth. On the fifth day of the waning moon of the 8th lunar month, the Buddha gave the teaching known as the Anattalakkhana Sutta.
The 5 groups that we take as a self are as follows: body, feeling, pleasant, unpleasant, and neutral; perception and memory; mental formations; sense consciousness, awareness of mental impressions. These 5 aggregates are not me, not him or her, not mine, not his or hers, not myself, not his or herself. All these things are impermanent and insubstantial. It is their nature to arise, persist for a while, and then pass away.
After listening to the teaching, each of the Pankavaggiya attained to arahantship.
Actually, these women are not so attractive at all. My father built me 3 mansions, one for each season of the year. He hired beautiful maidens to play music and entertain me. I thought I was living a happy life, but now I feel tired of this way of life. Is this all I came into this world for? Are these the only things that can give one happiness in life? Then, why do I feel so bored and fed up? How troubled I feel. How frustrated. How troubled I feel. How frustrated.
It is not troubling here. It is not frustrating. Come this way, Yasa, and I will teach you the Dharma. Dana, or giving, means training one's heart to know generosity, to know sacrifice. Sila, or morality, means establishing one's heart within the full doctrine of goodness. Heaven is the reward for a wholesome heart. The harm of sense pleasures is the heat and worry that comes with attachment to the sense of a self. The benefit of renunciation is that present suffering can be abandoned, with no other suffering taking its place.
After the gradual teaching, the Buddha taught the 4 Noble Truths. Once he had given this teaching, Yasa attained to the fruition of stream entry. Hey, these are my son Yasa's shoes. Wait here, all of you. I'll go after him myself.
Here comes the father. If he meets with his son now, it may prevent him from realizing the Dharma.
You sitting there, have you seen a young man named Yasa? He's my son.
Please take a seat first, and I will teach you the Dharma. And after that, you will meet with your son.
Then the Buddha gave the same Dhamma teachings that he had given to Yasa. Oh, the Buddha has helped gain the vision of Dhamma. I declare myself a Buddhist and take the Triple Gem as my refuge for the rest of my life. Yasa, hurry back home. Your mother doesn't stop crying out of worry for you. Let's go back now, my son.
Yasa has now heard my Dhamma teaching twice, and has fully penetrated it. He is now an Arahant, with no thoughts of returning to the household life.
Yasa, now you've gained what is truly supreme. Please, may I invite the Lord Buddha to receive alms food at my house this morning. Once the wealthy man had left, Yasa requested ordination as a bhikkhu. Once Yasa's mother and wife heard the Buddha's teachings, they both gained the vision of Dhamma, attaining the fruition of stream entry. They declared themselves as Buddhists and took refuge in the Triple Gem, becoming the first female followers of Buddhism.
Vimala, Subahu, Punaji, and Gavampati. You were my close friends during the time when I was a layman. Now I've gone forth and do not concern myself with worldly pursuits. For what reasons are you all here?
We heard you'd gone forth, and were sure you must have had good reasons to do so, and so we came to see you.
Well, if that's the case, I will take you to meet the Lord Buddha, the one who has shown me the light. I will request the Lord Buddha to give you instructions as well. Follow me.
Listen, all of you. Once you know the unwholesome and the roots of the unwholesome, know the wholesome and its roots, know decay and death as well as their causes, know the cessation of decay and death, the path leading to the cessation of decay and death. Once you know suffering and its causes, the cessation of suffering, know the path leading to the cessation of suffering, then you can be said to have the right view.
The 50 of you are all friends from my home region. If you need help with something, I will do whatever I can to help you.
When we heard that you had ordained as a monk, we felt inspired, and it made us want to ordain as well.
Very good. I will take you to meet the Lord Buddha, but you must make the request for ordination yourselves.
Listen, all of you. A bhikkhu in this Dhamma Vinaya is taught not to grasp at any state. Hearing this, he understands with wisdom. Understanding with wisdom, he attends to knowing all states as they arise, knowing feelings as they arise, pleasant feelings, unpleasant feelings, neither pleasant nor unpleasant feelings. He considers the impermanent nature of feelings. He observes the arising, persistence, and passing away of feelings. Seeing impermanence, he grows weary of feelings, weary and disinterested. He is able to let go. Meditating on letting go, not grasping or clinging to feelings, leads him to contemplation and realization of cessation. Bhikkhus, you have now attained the sublime Dhamma. So go forth and travel from place to place, spreading the Dhamma. Proclaim Buddhism for the benefit of the many, but let no two travel on the same route. As for myself, I will go to Uruwela Senanigama to spread the teachings there.